Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to another video of February of Romance. Today's content features the movie called Love Jones. That's right, Love Jones. Can't believe it's been 25 years. It's a movie that came out in 1987. This March is about to be 26 years since the movie came out. The movie first premiered on Sundance, and it's one of those movies where it got praised by critics, but it didn't do so well in the box office. However, for us people of color, Love Jones is a very intriguing rom-com slash drama film, and it's one of those films that you don't see so much in the African American community nowadays. So, but I had to talk about it because since we're in the month of February, Love Jones definitely fits in that romantic feel. So, but the movie starts with Lawrence Tate and Nia Long, which both of them have tremendous chemistry in this movie. Lawrence Tate plays as Darius. Darius is an aspiring writer. Nina is an aspiring photographer, and both of them bond over music, over they both bond over music, poetry, and photography. And one of the things that I love about this movie is that you hear a lot of jazz music. And nowadays, I listen to a lot of jazz. So there is one of the scenes that I like about this movie is when they are both at the record store, and Nina was looking to buy an Isley Brothers CD. So Darius, who also shows up at the record store, he plays her a long play disc of Charlie Parker. And Charlie Parker, he was a great musician in his time. But the scene after that, Lawrence Tate, who plays as Darius, he shows up to Nina's address because he saw the address at the counter at the record store. So it was kind of stalkish, but he did out of a good spirit. Why? Because he brought her an Isley Brothers CD, and that's where he started to be more persistent in terms of wanting to know Nina more. Another favorite scene of mine is the reggae scene, and I love reggae, especially dance hall reggae music. So the reggae scene is one of my favorites because it was the beginning of the closeness between Nina and Darius. Yes, like it first started when they were hanging out with their friends, but I feel like you really saw blossoming in terms of what it could be between them when they were at the reggae club or party, dancing together and, very close to one another. So the fact that Darius drove all the way to the north side of Chicago, which the movie was set in Chicago, to take Nina to dance, it shows how he was willing to do whatever it takes to get her. So, and then after the reggae scene, he drops her off. This is the first date, by the way. He drops her off, but they share their first kiss, and they ended up, geechi geechi ya ya on the very first date. So, what was one of the funniest things about this movie is that both of them started telling their friends about how was it like, the whole, sex thing. But they both try to downplay, say that, they're just kicking it. It's nothing serious. Most of the time, people lie to themselves and say that, and most of the time it never works because someone gets attached. Things start to get more. Well, the problem that started to kick in between both of them is when Nina decides to go to New York to try to patch things up with her ex-husband, which Darius he tried to play it off like it's cool, but he was hurt on the inside. And it bothered him even more that when she came back to New York, to Chicago, she never called him, and you know. But what was so messed up about that, about the number one thing that was messed up about this movie is Bill Bellamy, who plays as Wood, which is one of Darius' homeboys. It was messed up how he tried to go after Nina, and it was messed up of Nina to start hanging out with him as well. So it was one of those situations where you have a friend who's by your side, and he was just waiting for, that moment for he could go after his homeboy's girl. So we see that a lot in this world. It's unfortunate, but that's one thing that it shows in this movie, that this happens in real life as well. Sometimes in movies, they over dramatize it, they exaggerate, but in this case, we definitely see that in real life, and in this picture shows it. So, but I don't like Bill Bellamy's character Wood, because he's so full of it. He is not really, I would say, a charming, respectable guy towards women. So, and the fact that he tried to bring Nina to a party where he knew that Darius was gonna be there made things so awkward that even the friends told him like, yo, you're so foul. So Nina, who didn't appreciate it, she told Wood like, take me home, get me a cab and take me home. And he's like, hell nah. So he left a woman out on the street late, basically late at night. But then Darius went on and decides to call a cab for her. And at that time, there's no cell phone, so he had to go to the payphone and decide to call a cab for her. And yeah, but long story short, they finally, towards the end of the movie, Darius got to write his novel. Nina got on stage to do a poetry, and I like how the movie ends with, they kissing in the rain. So it's a very good movie, especially for Valentine's season. So if you still haven't seen it, this is like the third or fourth time I've seen Love Jones, and I saw it yesterday. So if you want to see it, it's on HBO Max. I highly recommend it. It's a classic rom-com / drama film. And like I said, Lawrence Tate and Nia Long, they brought it. So hopefully we see more movies like this for people of color, but as long as they don't make it politically correct, or they bring, just don't add politics, don't add, like avoid cursing and stuff like that. So that's one of the things that bothered me a little bit about the movie, is that the language could, the language was a little too much, and you don't really need the sex scene like that. So hopefully in the future we see a little bit more about that. Who knows, I might create something myself. So hey, if you want something, you got to do it yourself, right? So, but yeah, now it's time for me to give a score from 1 through 5. I'll give it a 4.2 out of 5. Thank you for watching this video. Hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And as always, be safe. And may God bless you all. Stay tuned for tomorrow's content.